Because the moment I start getting down to writing a plan, then all this again slips back. The not being good enough comes to the forefront, and then again the whole thing becomes a complicated maze, which I cannot get out of.
Okay. So before we step into creating options, can you restate your goal for me now?
I will keep this top of mind and just create a simple path to just go coach one client, one conversation at a time. That's it.
So if you could help me write that down.
Okay. To stay present with my wife. And just build the practice. One conversation, one client at a time.
So it sounds to me like, oh, would you like to read that back to me, please?
Stay present with my why and just build the practice. One conversation, one client at a time.
And how do you read that? How is that resonating?
It's simple. Just one client at a time.
And okay, so I'm going to bring you back to just some, if I may share some observations. It sounds like there's good level of attention and focus, but it's somewhat unplanned. Is that right?
There's a good level of attention and focus, but it's somewhat unplanned.
Yeah.
The planning falls in the gap when there's just so much noise. And the noise comes about with all those things where, this fear of failure and getting out there, and fear of not being good enough, the lack of confidence in myself as a product, all those things are just creating all the smoke screens. I know it intellectually, but I don't know it in the moment when it's happening.
Okay. So, what's coming up for you now? What are you learning as you're saying this?
I'm getting in my own way.
What action do you feel would need to be taken to avoid that?
Shooting myself is not an option.
I should hope not.
I just need to go out and do it. I just need to, I think what's coming up for me right now is if I lack the belief in myself, I need to be always connected to the bigger why. And the bigger why is big enough reason for me to focus on the others and the difference I can make on them rather than focusing on me.
Okay. And the bigger why, tell me what is that?
I just want to make a difference. One business, one entrepreneur, at a time. One corporation, one executive at a time. It's as simple as that. That's it.
Okay. And when that is present, how are you feeling?
I feel lifted. I feel connected. I feel very good about myself.
Okay. So I'm going to bring you back to one of the earlier questions I asked you. So what kind of person do you need to become to move forward?
If this is really the difference I need to make, then I should be other focus rather than, because in many ways this BS is also very selfish. It's just focusing on me. But the difference is not about me, it's about them. So that's where I have a bit of a challenge. And I've seen it with the volunteering work I do, where some of the work I do, it's a big challenge for my ego, but I still do it because I believe in the bigger cause. And if I could do that, what's stopping me here?
Look, I'm going to acknowledge you for this real focus on others and taking the self out.
That's an aspiration, but I don't do
Okay. But it's great that you are aware of it, and I'm going to acknowledge you for that actually. So, how may your sort of thinking of the situation need to change now to move you forward?
Yeah, this is where I'm having. This is where it's a challenge. How do I do it? I mean, I need to be. Well, I know I want to be others, like other focused. I want to be out there making a difference. Um, okay, I don't know how to take the first step. How to move forward on that.
Okay.
And when the noise starts again, how to turn it back down and just stay with the bigger picture.
Right. What helps you remain connected to why?
My yoga and my meditation practices like every day. The days I don't, it shows up. I mean, I'm like somebody I don't want to be. And yeah, I mean, that just, I mean, the more I do that, the more grounded I am. And the more grounded I am, the less it's about all that noise. So I guess when the stress levels are high, when I'm off center, then I'm somebody I don't want to be, and that somebody I don't want to be is the one who screws up everything else.
Okay. Well, I think that's a great segue into the options then. So, shall we? And please, your permission here. Can we explore? Would you like to explore some options on how to move this forward?
Yeah, please. I mean, I would like to bank on your experience as a coach as well, and what you've done.
Yeah, very happy to co-create on this. So, remind me, just if you could just restate your goal.
Well, that's the one I wrote before. Let me see if it's the same. It's stay present with my why and just build the practice. One conversation, one client at a time. That's it.
Okay, so present with the why,
Yeah.
building practice.
Yeah.
Do you see, how many component parts do you see there?
Yeah, there are two parts, but what's happening is when I'm not present with the why, this thing goes out the window.
Great. So should we look at, would you like to explore both?
Can we?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
We can do a rapid fire walk through that, and
Okay.
then we can evaluate which one which you would like to take forward. On the why, so you mentioned meditation, yoga.
Mhm.
What else?
Stay with the why, volunteering.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I looked into this is maybe coaching business owners of a non-profit on a pro bono basis. I don't mind doing that because it's win-win. Because it connects with the why, and I don't mind doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe non-profits. Okay.
So come back to the earlier comment your wife made about listing on the.
Like chambers of commerce, yeah.
Yeah.
So that I don't know what the program is called, but I'll just put chambers of commerce for now. Yeah.
Where else could you possibly be listed?
Transcend. I haven't done the profile yet because it comes back to.
Okay.
Okay.
Great. Where else?
LinkedIn. No, well, I think this is good enough for now, because I don't even have the bandwidth then. Because if I take on too much, I have another business, and I'm a business coach, and if I take on too much, then that'll be a challenge as well. So, I think with 4 or 5 clients, I'll be full. I cannot take on more at the moment.
Okay, so that was on the why. Is there anything else you want to add to that list?
Well, I don't know if it's just a why. It just combines both, because if I'm listed with the Chambers of Commerce and Transcend and doing a profile, then I'm also working on the clients.
Yeah, you mentioned your website earlier. Where is that?
It's sitting in my to be approved box since March.
What's getting in your way there?
Just trying to get the content perfect. It's done. I'm just waiting to get the content perfect, ridiculous as it is.
What does perfect mean to you?
I just told the client this. Perfection is an elusive destination that takes you on a journey of misery and suffering.
What's occurring here?
It's good enough is good enough, like I told him. So I would rather just put it out there and start, rather than wait. So yeah, it's easy to tell somebody else to do something, but I'm not doing it myself.
Okay.
So the website, yeah. So just get out and do it, yeah.
Very good. Okay, so we have is there any other options that your come to mind?
Yeah, clients have said yes, but I still haven't sent them the structure for a testimonial. So I've got a lady who's willing to do a video testimonial for me. I've got another client who I don't think will say no, but I haven't asked him yet. Another one who doesn't mind doing a written testimonial, but I haven't done it.
Okay.
So I've got at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clients I can bank on for testimonials.
What's okay, that's great. Anything else?
No.
Great. So you've got
8 options.
8 options. Okay. So how will you what would be your first next step?
My first next step is to get the profile done. That is top priority. Get the website done because it is done. It's waiting for the profile actually, and work on the testimonials. I don't want to do anything else for right now because the pattern is I have a long list and then nothing gets done. And the meditation, yoga is going on, the volunteering is going on. The non-profits, chambers of commerce and Transcend can be in stage 2, but this I can do right now.
Great. Okay, so let's just focus on the 3 that you flagged there then. So on the profile, what specifically do you need to do?
I've created different versions of it. I've reached version 8 at the moment and I still don't like it. And each version has been a few versions before I finalize it as version 8 or version 6 or version 7.
So what action do you need to take to get it to a near final version?
What is there right now is good enough because at the end of the day, I'm still. It has to be good enough to get a client on a conversation with me, and I think my conversion is not bad when I get the opportunity to do a face-to-face, at least in business coaching.
May I ask you a question? Who have you shared it with that will give you the confidence to...
With the Transcend peer, who gave me some comments that are still sitting on my post-it label. To my wife, who half asleep finally made some changes to it, and I don't like it because she was half asleep, so now it's me who's getting in the way. And I am waiting for, I don't know what, to schedule a mentoring session with Craig. That's already been paid for since a few months, but I haven't scheduled it to talk about the profile.
So what will you do now?
Is schedule a session with Craig as well. So that'll be number 4.
No, with regards to the profile?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because once I get the profile done, I'll move very quickly on the website.
Okay.
That's holding me back. See, it points back to me because as much as I would like to focus on others, I'm still selling me. And that's always getting in the way.
Okay. When will you do this by?
I was going to say the end of next week, but that's not going to work. So I'll do it by the end of this week.
Okay. How will you keep yourself accountable to that?
I can send it to you. You don't have to look at it, but I can send it to you because it's the external accountability works for me. When I have a deadline to somebody else, I keep it.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's to me, I don't.
Okay, good. No, I'm happy to look at it. I'm just mindful of time. We've got about 10 minutes left in this session. So on your second item, which was the website, what specifically will you do and by when?
There's just nothing to do. I just need to rework the content because I cannot rip it off Eamon's website. I need to make it my own. But it's just about writing the same message in my own words, which is not that difficult, but the perfectionist is again paralyzing me.
So specifically, what will you do?
I'll just do it.
By when?
By the end of next week.
It's an interesting observation, if I may share, actually, on both of those. Actually, there's what's seemingly getting in the way.
Does it need to be perfect?
Yes. And perfection means what to you?
Perfection means I'll be good enough.
And what is good enough?
So I know perfection is not possible, but by aiming for perfection, it'll always mean that I'm never good enough.
So as you say that, what's coming to mind?
The energy sinking, the anxiety is rising.
So how will you deal with this voice of perfection?
It's either too subtle I can't hear it, or too loud I can't hear it. I don't know what the deal is, but it's haunting me. So I don't know if I can catch it in the moment. I can do something where I can change it to a more enabling, like a narrative, or I remain subject to it.
How might you catch it?
When I'm procrastinating, when I'm delaying, when I'm sitting on things, when I'm not doing what I know I should be doing. But I can see it now, but in that moment I can't.
Okay, so as you have now seen it, what will you be telling yourself next time it pops up?
Same thing I tell my clients. In fact, one of my clients has got the Nike poster stuck on a wall. Just F to it. She added the word F to it out there. And I think I need to do the same. And I use this quote a lot with her. It's version 1 better than version none. So I need to have these two quotes up on the wall in front of me and just do it.
And how does that make you feel?
Relieved, because without a website, without anything, without doing any marketing, I'm up to 11 clients from a goal of 15. So if I really do this, I should be at 15 or more very soon. So it's my perfectionist that's getting in the way. And the funny thing is, I just entered this room and I said I was just finished coaching a perfectionist, and it was a nightmare.
Interesting. And the third option, your third action item?
The testimonial.
Oh yeah, so what?
Yeah, so the testimonial is the same thing. I mean, I can do it. She's willing to give me a testimonial, but I'm waiting to get the perfect structure right so she can say what I would like her to say. So again, I'm the one, the perfectionist, delaying it. So the common thread here is the perfectionist.
Okay. All right, interesting. So as we move to close this session, are you okay to close this session?
Yeah.
So just summarize for me just the 3 key steps, actions that you will work on between now and our next session.
Profile by the end of this week. A mentoring session scheduled. I don't know when that'll be, that depends on Craig, but at least I will send out an email to Sherry or speak to right after this to schedule me with Craig. That I'll do this by this week, depending when he's free, but I'll take action on it within this week. Website by the end of next week, and I'll ask for the testimonials by latest Monday.
Great. How are you now feeling?
It's simple. Once I have this, I have an end card to give out, then I can say, okay, pro bono coaching sessions on the ICF path or whatever, and I can get started, because it's not the money I want to make from the ICF coaching path that's urgent right now, but for me to work on my skills.
Okay.
So I'll have what I need.
Fantastic. And as you reflect on the goal, this session goal, if you could just remind me what the session goal was as we started.
Yeah, so my goal has changed at the moment. I need to be more mindful about the perfectionist tendencies I have. And of course that'll be another conversation. But what was helpful here was making more objective for me. And the immediate goals would be, as I said, the profile by the end of this week, schedule a session with Craig by the end of this week, website by the end of next week, and ask for the testimonials also by this week.
Okay, great. So in regards to your goal, do you feel that we got there?
Yeah, I think we did, yeah.
Okay, great. I think you've done a great job, actually. Thank you so much. I think noticing you're noticing your capacity and willingness actually to move into and really explore just beneath what was a very tactical goal from the get-go was fantastic. So I really appreciate the effort that you've made actually on digging deeper to get to what was it seems like a goal that resonates with you. So thank you.
You contributed with your questions, because if not, I would not have done that.
Oh, no, you're very kind. Great. So with that, I'm going to wrap up the session, and I will circle back with regards to confirming our next appointment. I know we have something in the diary there, so I will come back and reconfirm that, but thank you.
All right, cool. Thank you.